From breakfast cereals to condiments, food prices keep climbing, especially fruit and veggies, leaving shoppers paying more.
Ever catch yourself buying something at the store and wonder, why did I even get this? You're not alone. Here are 15 grocery items only dumb people buy, things that just aren't worth it. Let's take a closer look at where your money might be going to waste. First on our shopping list, pre-cut fruits and vegetables, the ultimate trap for lazy shoppers. You know what I'm talking about, those plastic containers with sad-looking melon cubes and carrot sticks that cost more than your monthly streaming subscription. Here's the brutal truth. You're paying 2 to 3 times more for someone else to do what takes you 5 minutes at home. It's like paying someone to tie your shoes because bending over is just too much work. What's worse? Those pre-cut goodies start losing nutrients the moment they're sliced. By the time you eat them, they've already lost a good chunk of what makes them healthy in the first place. And they spoil faster, too. Ever noticed how that container of pineapple chunks turns brown and slimy after just 2 days? Not to mention all that unnecessary plastic packaging. Mother Nature is giving you the side-eye every time you toss one of those containers in the trash. Speaking of wasteful spending, there are plenty more items in your grocery cart that scream, "I don't know how money works." Let's look at another sneaky culprit emptying your wallet. Why are you buying bottled water when you have perfectly good tap water at home? That bottle you're paying $2 for costs about 1/10 of a penny to fill from your sink. The math is clear. Bottled water can cost up to 2,000 times more than what flows from your faucet. Did you know over half of those fancy bottled brands are just filtered tap water anyway? They might as well sell you air in a bag and call it premium breathing experience. A simple home filter costs around $30 and saves hundreds per year compared to buying those plastic bottles. Plus, Americans throw away more than 60 million plastic water bottles every day. Every single day. The tap water in most places is completely safe and regulated by stricter standards than bottled water. The FDA oversees bottled water, while the EPA handles tap water with more frequent testing. Pouring money down the drain with bottled water is bad enough, but wait until you see what else people are overpaying for. The next item on our list might be colorful and fun to look at. Those colorful cereal boxes with cartoon characters might catch your eye, but have you ever looked at what's actually inside them? Most brand-name cereals are 40 to 50% sugar by weight. That's not breakfast. That's dessert, pretending to be healthy. Check the ingredients list. Often the first item is sugar, not grain. You might as well pour sprinkles in a bowl and call it a balanced breakfast. Your pancreas is sending out distress signals before you even finish the first bowl. The worst part? These companies plaster their boxes with health buzzwords like whole grain or essential vitamins, while hiding the fact that you're basically eating candy. They've got such good marketing, they could sell ice to polar bears and call it hydration crystals. By 10 in the morning, your blood sugar crashes and you're hungry again. That's exactly what these companies want, you eating more of their product. Store brands use the same ingredients but cost $2 to $3 less per box. The taste difference? Almost none. The only real difference is you're not paying for some tiger or bird to tell you how great it is. Speaking of snacks disguised as healthy food, ever grabbed a granola bar thinking you made a smart choice? Time for a reality check. Those healthy granola bars are wolf in sheep's clothing, just junk food wrapped in brown packaging. Most granola bars pack more sugar than a candy bar. A typical energy bar contains 15 to 20 grams of sugar. That's 4 to 5 teaspoons in one tiny snack. These companies should just be honest and rename them sugar delivery sticks. The worst offenders hide sweeteners throughout the ingredients list using different names: honey, brown rice syrup, cane juice, and agave nectar. It's all sugar wearing different outfits to the same party. Those buzzwords plastered on the wrapper? Energy, wholesome, and natural mean absolutely nothing. They're marketing terms with zero legal definitions. They could slap natural on radioactive waste and technically get away with it. High calorie count in a tiny package equals terrible value. That 250-calorie bar disappears in 3 bites and leaves your stomach growling within the hour. But while we're discussing foods pretending to be something they're not, wait until you hear about what's lurking in those yellow slices. A few months ago, I had no idea what a health ring even was until my fiancé got me one, and I have to say, I am shocked this isn't a widely known and used product. It tracks my stress levels, and what I found out is that each time I took certain medication, my body's stress levels went up 2 to 3 times my usual levels. So I immediately stopped taking that medication, and I can honestly say this made me feel 10 years younger. My wife mainly uses it to track her menstrual cycles, and she is obsessed with her sleep quality score. I noticed they were running a limited 69% discount, but the offer is expiring soon. It's currently only $60, and it's clear this one is the best bang for your buck with other health rings priced around $350 with less functions. They managed to price it this low because they cut out the middleman like Amazon, Walmart, etc., who drive up the price and take a big margin, ending up with the customer paying 3 to 5 times more. If you are on TV, you can check it out yourself by pausing the video and scanning the QR code with your phone camera or clicking the first link in the description of this video. Look at that stack of orange squares in your fridge. Notice how they're labeled cheese product instead of just cheese. That's not a random choice. Legally, they can't call it cheese because it barely qualifies as food. The ingredient list reads like a chemistry experiment: vegetable oils, preservatives, artificial colors, and, oh yeah, a little bit of dairy somewhere in there. These slices have more in common with plastic than with actual cheese. Both will probably outlive your grandchildren. When melted, real cheese becomes creamy and delicious. This stuff just turns into strange orange goo that sticks to the roof of your mouth. Yet people keep buying it because it's convenient. What's really wild? These fake cheese slices often cost more per ounce than real cheese. You're literally paying extra for an inferior product with less nutrition and worse flavor. The taste isn't even close to actual cheese. It's like someone heard about cheese once and tried to recreate it from memory, using only chemicals and food coloring. And while we're exposing food frauds, let's check out another overpriced item that's not nearly as convenient or smart a purchase as it pretends to be. Bagged salad mixes, the ultimate trap for people who want to eat healthy but can't be bothered to wash a head of lettuce. These overpriced bags of wilting greens come with more problems than just the ridiculous markup. First, these triple-washed leaves are often bathed in chlorine and other chemical rinses. The packaging might say, "Ready to eat," but what it should say is, "Ready to turn slimy in 3 days or less." A regular head of lettuce costs about $2 and lasts over a week. Meanwhile, that tiny bag of chopped greens costs twice as much and goes bad before you've even had a chance to eat half of it. The shelf life of these bags is shorter than most political promises. The plastic packaging creates mountains of waste, all so you can avoid rinsing lettuce for 30 seconds. Each bag contains just enough greens to make you feel like you almost had a real serving of vegetables. By the time you get it home, those sad, wilting leaves are already plotting their transformation into brown mush. Next up on our money-wasting tour, a fruit that proves some organic labels are completely pointless. When did bananas start needing a fancy organic sticker to be worthy of your shopping cart? Here's a reality check. Organic bananas are one of the biggest wastes of money in the produce section. Why? Bananas already come with perfect natural packaging. That thick peel you don't eat anyway. This built-in wrapper already blocks pesticides from reaching the part you actually consume. Studies show virtually no pesticide residue makes it through to the fruit inside. Despite this, organic bananas often cost up to 70% more than regular ones. You're basically paying extra for a sticker that will end up in the same trash can as the peel. The nutritional content? Identical. The taste? The same. The only real difference is the lighter weight of your wallet after checkout. Moving on to our next offender, it might look innocent enough sitting next to your morning coffee, but we need to have a serious talk about what's actually inside. Those colorful bottles of flavored coffee creamer might promise a delicious coffee experience, but a quick glance at the ingredients reveals the disturbing truth. Despite the word creamer, most contain zero dairy cream. They're actually a cocktail of water, sugar, and vegetable oil. Just 2 tablespoons can dump 6 to 8 grams of sugar into your morning brew. Your coffee isn't getting a flavor boost. It's getting diabetes training wheels. What about those mouth-watering flavors like Cinnamon Toast Crunch or Snickers? Almost entirely artificial. The ingredients list includes artificial flavors, colors, preservatives, and thickeners. The non-dairy label tricks people into thinking it's somehow healthier, when it's actually packed with highly processed oils and corn syrup. Perhaps most telling is the shelf life. Many creamers can sit unopened in your pantry for months. If bacteria won't touch it, maybe that's a sign your body shouldn't either. Now, let's talk about another kitchen staple that's emptying your wallet faster than you can say seasoning. Have you ever calculated how much those little glass spice jars actually cost per ounce? Brace yourself. Ounce for ounce, many spices in those tiny bottles are more expensive than premium steak. A small jar of oregano or basil can cost $5 for less than an ounce. The real kicker? Most of that jar sits unused until the spices lose their flavor. Dried herbs and ground spices start losing potency after about 6 months. By the time you use half the jar, what remains has all the flavor impact of sawdust. Your great-grandchildren might inherit your nutmeg collection, but they definitely won't want it. Smart shoppers know the secret. Buy spices from bulk bins where you can get exactly what you need. The price difference is staggering, often 80 to 90% less than pre-packaged spices. From one kitchen ripoff to another, the freezer aisle has its own expensive trap waiting for health-conscious shoppers. The freezer aisle has gone smoothie crazy lately with those expensive pre-made smoothie packs. Take a closer look at what you're actually getting. Mostly chopped fruit and ice. And you still have to blend it yourself. These fancy bags typically cost $6 to $8 for what amounts to about 2 cups of frozen fruits and fillers. Half the bag is just ice. Apparently, water becomes worth $4 a cup when it's frozen into fancy shapes. Many of these packs include sweeteners or low-quality juice concentrates to mask the flavor of subpar fruit. Read the ingredients, and you'll often find added sugar hiding under names like fruit juice concentrate. You could buy the same fresh ingredients and freeze them yourself for less than half the price. 1 bag of frozen berries, a banana, and whatever greens you have on hand will make several smoothies for the same cost. Let's switch gears from your freezer to under your sink, where another money drain is hiding in plain sight. Cleaning products with fancy labels and spring meadow scents are cleaning out more than your kitchen. They're scrubbing your bank account too. Here's the secret big brands don't want you to know. The active ingredients in store brands and premium brands are nearly identical. Bleach is just bleach. Sodium hypochlorite at about 5 to 6% concentration. Whether you pay $1.99 for the store brand or $4.99 for the one with a cute mascot, you're getting the same cleaning power. The only difference is how bad your wallet feels after purchasing the fancy bottle. Those premium brands spend millions on commercials showing impossibly clean homes. But none of that marketing budget goes into making a better formula. In fact, many store-brand products are made by the same manufacturers in the same factories. Studies show that store-brand cleaners perform just as well despite costing 40 to 50% less. From overhyped cleaners to overpriced greens, there's another salad-related money trap waiting in the produce section. Pre-made salad kits, the ultimate trap for busy shoppers who want to feel healthy without any effort. For $6 to $8, what do you actually get? A handful of limp lettuce, a tiny pouch of dressing loaded with sugar, and about 3 croutons. These kits cost 3 times more than buying the ingredients separately. The main ingredient is always the cheapest lettuce they can find, usually iceberg, which has the nutritional value of slightly damp paper. That pathetic sprinkle of cheese wouldn't satisfy a mouse on a diet. Those fancy additions advertised on the package? You'll need a magnifying glass to find them. Most of these kits contain less than 3 ounces of actual vegetables, yet they're marketed as a complete meal. The dressing packets contain more calories than the vegetables, with most packing 10 to 12 grams of sugar. Speaking of food that doesn't live up to its promise, our next grocery store offender might be the most sneaky item in the dairy aisle. Got a bag of that pre-shredded cheese in your fridge? Every bag contains anti-caking agents to prevent the shreds from clumping. The most common additive? Cellulose powder, which is essentially wood pulp. Yes, you're paying premium prices for the privilege of eating sawdust with your taco. These additives don't just pad the product, they actively make it worse. Pre-shredded cheese never melts properly because the same powders that keep it from sticking together also prevent it from melting into that gooey texture you want. The shredding process exposes more surface area to air, making it dry out faster and lose flavor. And that convenient resealable bag? It adds another 30 to 50% to the price compared to block cheese. From poor value to worse value, our next grocery store offender takes convenience pricing to an entirely new level of absurdity. Tiny bags of chips, little cookie packs, and mini pretzel pouches. These individually wrapped snacks might be the most expensive air you'll ever buy. These single-serve packages cost about twice as much per ounce as their regular-sized counterparts. A regular bag of chips costs $3 for 8 ounces. The convenient 6-pack of mini bags? $4 for only 4 ounces total. They should just call them wallet portion control, since they control how quickly your money disappears. Food companies market these as portion control, but the portions are so tiny that one bag just leaves you opening a second one anyway. One bag is basically an appetizer for the next bag. And just when you thought the produce section couldn't trick you again, we've got one more vegetable scam to expose. We started with pre-cut fruits, but the vegetable section deserves its own special mention. Those containers of pre-cut onions, garlic, or celery might seem like time savers, but they're just wallet drainers. Pre-chopped onions often cost 4 times more than whole ones. A container of diced onions runs about $3, while a whole onion costs less than $1. These pre-cut items lose flavor rapidly. That pre-minced garlic in oil has about as much flavor as a cardboard cutout of garlic. Many pre-cut veggies are treated with preservatives, adding chemicals to what should be fresh produce. Their shelf life is dramatically shorter, too. Pre-cut bell peppers turn slimy in just 2 days, while whole peppers last over a week. Knowledge is your best defense. Shop smarter, save money, and avoid these 15 foolish purchases.